these words, know this: it is no coincidence, but a true resonance. Your soul, perhaps without even knowing it, has been waiting for this call. Before we step into the sanctum sanctorum, you must make your choice. Your like is not mere approval. It is a clear statement of your intentions. Your subscription is your enlistment among those who seek, among those who strive for truth. There exists a veil woven from lies, from fear, from delusion, separating you from the true nature of reality. It is upheld by the system, the offspring of an ancient, powerful force whose aim is to keep humanity in a state of eternal, unawakened slumber. They tell you the world is as you see it, a meaningless accumulation of random events, a cruel struggle for scarce resources, an inexorable march toward inevitable decline. They broadcast news, statistics, forecasts to you. All of it only intensifies the feeling of powerlessness and fuels your fear. But all of this is a lie. This isn't merely a conspiracy theory. It's a meticulously orchestrated plot against your very consciousness. The truth, which they so diligently hide behind the gaudy curtain of daily news, is astonishing in its simplicity and its terrifying nature. Yet it simultaneously offers liberation. This truth lies hidden within ancient texts, in long-forgotten prophecies, in the almost imperceptible whisper of distant stars. It is contained within manuscripts that were deliberately distorted, destroyed, or simply kept from the prying eyes of the general public. One such invaluable repository of knowledge, one of the keys capable of unlocking the door to this veiled truth, lies in the works of Zecharia Sitchin. His profound research, his painstaking deciphering of ancient Mesopotamian tablets, his theory about Nibiru, the enigmatic planet that, according to his suppositions, intrudes upon our solar system following its lengthy orbital cycle, cannot simply be dismissed as fanciful tales. This is not mere fiction. It is, in essence, a genuine map. Before you lies a map that sheds light on the true unfolding of time. Those who are commonly referred to as they persistently instill in us the notion of chronology, a history meticulously constructed by them, linear, predictable, and of course, controllable. However, Sitchin, drawing upon ancient Sumerian texts, proposes an entirely different concept of time. It is a reckoning inextricably linked to the return of the planet Nibiru. He spoke of 3,600 years, a cycle that governs not only the dance of celestial bodies, but also the very march of human history, a cycle that was not merely disrupted, but intentionally altered, carefully concealed from our view. Recall the lost quatrain from century 11, verse 93, which vaguely alludes to a great movement of stars, capable of raising the dead from dust. And now let us turn to the forgotten scrolls of the hermit monk Kenshin, discovered in the ashes of a monastery on Mount Kurama. There, amidst the smoldering ruins, it spoke of the 12th planet, whose approach promises to rewrite existence anew. These are not isolated coincidences. Rather, they are interwoven threads of a single grand tapestry. The Roman Club's classified report, titled "The Limits to Growth," foretold inevitable collapse. However, their predictions were based on a limited, purely material model, entirely overlooking key factors: cosmic power, external intervention, and the true temporal cycle. The prophecies of Vanga, the meticulous calculations of the Maya, the sacred revelations of the Gnostics, all, though in different words, speak of the same thing. Vanga spoke of cosmic brothers, foretelling a time of change. The Maya, in turn, envision cycles extending beyond our ordinary comprehension, cycles where a great change is not an endpoint, but merely the dawn of a new era. The Gnostics, for their part, spoke of the demiurge and the false reality he created, designed to hold the spirit in eternal captivity. All these threads, seemingly disparate at first glance, inexorably converge at a single point: the recognition that our reality is not the product of blind chance. Everything is controlled. And this control is intimately linked to cycles, to mysterious celestial events, to an invasion that they prefer to keep silent about. This invasion, this coming return of Nibiru, is no mere astronomical event. It is a catalyst for the great shift that is coming. That inexplicable, pervasive anxiety that suddenly grips you at 3 a.m. That heavy feeling of alienation as you gaze into the indifferent faces of people on the street. Believe me, this is not just depression. It is your soul suffocating within this artificial matrix. Your inner essence acutely senses the falsehood, feels the pressure of an alien system desperately seeking to silence your true, authentic voice at any cost. This is the vague premonition hanging in the air, a harbinger of the changes that are coming. It is an echo of that ancient knowledge slumbering in the depths of your soul. According to Sitchin's subtle interpretation, the Anunnaki, the mysterious inhabitants of Nibiru, have subtly influenced the course of our human history since ancient times. They are said to be the creators of our species. They guided our steps, and they also shaped the foundations of our first civilizations. And now, their coming return, their new intervention, is not a fated end of the world. It is rather the conclusion of an entire era, an era permeated by illusions, an era shrouded in impenetrable ignorance, an era bound by chains of slavery. Those who are behind the scenes know. They are aware of the approach of the mysterious Nibiru. The timeline that Sitchin so painstakingly uncovered is open to them. This is precisely why they are so fiercely trying to suppress this knowledge within us. They are deliberately launching fractal patterns into the course of geopolitical events, creating intentional chaos to distract our attention. They skillfully manipulate information, compelling us to believe their cunning deceptions. Furthermore, they employ advanced technologies to seize control of our minds, robbing us of the ability to hear the call to awakening, that quiet yet insistent summons to truth. But know this: the time of their dominion is drawing to a close. The coming cycle is inexorably approaching its conclusion. The arrival of Nibiru is not merely a harbinger of threat. It is, above all, a magnificent opportunity. An opportunity for a complete redesign. An opportunity for profound and all-encompassing transformation. The approach of the massive celestial body triggers a collapse in quantum probability, thereby disrupting the established order of things. Solar cycles, like the conductor of an unseen orchestra, intensify their influence on the noosphere, preparing the planet for the forthcoming awakening. In Sitchin's ancient texts, we find mentions of the Great Change, of a time of re-evaluation, of a second chance. But certain forces, whose intentions remain hidden, paint a different picture: an apocalypse, total annihilation. However, this is merely an illusion. The universe does not punish humanity. It purifies it, burning away the destructive poison of fear, ignorance, and mundane materialism. And so, we find ourselves at the very threshold, at a point where familiar external reality begins to crumble like a house of cards, exposing profound truths. What if all these terrifying phenomena, wars, global crises, deadly pandemics, are merely shadows cast upon the walls of a cave? Illusions woven by our own perception? And what if the true tyrant, the one holding you in its invisible chains, is looking at you directly from your own reflection. This tyrant is your own skillfully crafted illusion, your personal prison built in the depths of your consciousness. It is your all-consuming fear of what lies beyond the known, your insatiable attachment to the fleeting material world, and your deeply ingrained belief in your own powerlessness. It is precisely these vulnerabilities of yours, your fear, that they, whom you might call them, use to keep you captive. They have crafted for you a crown of glass, an elegant but fragile illusion of control that shatters at the slightest touch of reality. And they have woven into the very fabric of your lives veins of metal, a soulless, faceless system that methodically drains any spark of true, vibrant connection with the world and with others from you. But imagine if I told you, the prophecies, the very ones that stir minds, are not a prediction of some future savior who will appear and fix everything? Could they instead be an activation code for the savior hidden within every viewer? All this knowledge, the wisdom of ancient texts, the fateful warnings, could it all be the key to awakening your own divine potential? The prophets foresaw not a single chosen one. They saw an entire army of awakened souls. They saw you, specifically. You are not merely a part of an ancient prophecy. You are its embodiment. The approaching return of Nibiru is more than just a grand celestial spectacle. It is a time when the barriers of our familiar reality become thin and permeable. A time when your true self can finally manifest in all its glory. Sitchin revealed to you the true essence of time. Not just a succession of cosmic events, but a chronicle of great awakening. He showed how cycles, one after another, relentlessly repeat. And in each such cycle lies the seed of coming transformation. This moment, when Nibiru reappears, becomes a turning point. That very bifurcation point where a choice opens before you. To continue living in the fog of illusions, or to cast off the chains and break through them. This so-called forbidden timeline is by no means a harbinger of the end of the world. This is more of a map leading to the very beginning, to the dawn of a new, unseen era. An era in which humanity will finally be freed from the oppressive chains of ignorance. The epochs are arriving when we will finally see clearly, realizing our true, divine, creative nature. The great inversion, the transformation of the world, has already begun. And it is happening not outwardly, but within ourselves. Everything begins with awareness, with the understanding that this world surrounding you is merely a construct, created by you. And this construct can be destroyed, not by resorting to violence, but by relying on the power of your own consciousness. Now that your eyes are open, you can no longer afford to remain inactive. Your like is a brilliant flash of light, instantly seen across the vast network. Your repost is a tiny seed, lovingly planted in the boundless desert of sleeping minds, given a chance to sprout. Your subscription is more than just an action. It's a true pledge. And if you feel ready for more, then our inner circle becomes your personal operational base, your fortress. Your invaluable support, expressed through a super thanks, is the very lifeblood that fuels our shared flame in this difficult battle against the encroaching darkness. Until our next meeting, friends, remain aware, stay connected, and never, do you hear,